like going on adventures? Do you know what an explorer is? Well, let me tell you a story about the brave little explorer, Jack's story. Chapter 1, Jack's Curiosity. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack. Jack was always curious about everything around him, from the tiniest leaf to the tallest tree. He loved exploring new places, and nothing was too small or too big for him. With a twinkle in his eye and a spring in his step, he roamed through the fields, never feeling inept, his heart full of wonder, his mind full of glee. The world was a playground for him to see. So when he heard tales of the tallest mountain around, his curiosity peaked, and his feet hit the ground. He gathered his backpack, his water, and his snack, ready for adventure. He never looked back. With his heart on his sleeve, and his dreams in his head, he set out on a journey, wherever it led. For Jack knew one thing, without a doubt, there was a world to explore, inside and out. Chapter 2, the journey begins. The journey ahead was long and hard, but Jack was ready, he was on his guard. With each step he took, he grew more and more, determined to reach the mountain's top, for sure. The sun was high, the air was warm, but Jack felt a chill, as if in a storm. He looked up ahead, and saw the mountain's peak, so high it seemed, he felt his knees go weak. But Jack wasn't one to give up or back down. He kept on climbing, through the rocks and the ground, step by step. He made his way, one foot after the other. He climbed all day. The journey was tough, but Jack was tougher. He kept on climbing, like a true explorer. With each breath he took, he grew more and more, determined to reach the top, and even the score. And as the sun began to set, and the sky turned red, Jack finally reached a resting spot. He laid his head. His journey was far from over, but he knew he was strong. He closed his eyes, and drifted off, to a peaceful song. Chapter 3, the challenges. The challenge ahead was steep and high, but Jack wasn't one to shy or lie. He took a deep breath, and started to climb, over the rocks and cliffs, one step at a time. The wind picked up, and the air grew thin, but Jack didn't let that get under his skin. He kept on climbing, through the cold and the dark, for he knew that the mountain had left its mark. The path grew steeper, the rocks more slick, but Jack kept his focus. He wouldn't be quick. With each obstacle he faced, he grew more and more, determined to climb, to the mountain's core. The challenge was great, but Jack was greater. He kept on climbing, like a true mountain conqueror. With each breath he took, he grew more and more, determined to reach the top, and even the score. And as he climbed higher, he saw the view, the world below him, shining bright and true. For a moment, he forgot about the challenge and the climb, and basked in the beauty of this moment in time. But Jack knew he couldn't stay. He had to keep going, for the summit was near, and he could feel it glowing. So he took one last look, and continued his quest. For the top of the mountain, he would do his best. Chapter 4, the summit. The mountain peak was within his reach. Jack climbed with vigor, and he didn't breach. The air grew thin, but he wouldn't stop, for he knew that the summit was his mountaintop. Step by step, he climbed higher. With each breath, his heart grew fire. The view grew grand, the world below, and Jack stood tall, his spirit aglow. Chapter 5, the return. Jack is going to return from the top of the hill. His heart is light and his steps are energetic, for he knows that the mountain has given him a gift. With each step he takes, his spirits lift. He descends the mountain with a newly found stride, and the valley below seems so alive. He knows that the mountain has taught him well, and with each obstacle he faces, he refuses to fall. For he knew that the mountain had given him strength, and with each hurdle he faced. The end.